de esperanza para los pueblos de toda América Latina y el Caribe.
That first visit to Cuba became the beginning of a strong relationship of admiration between both leaders and of a new era of hope for the peoples of all of Latin America and the Caribbean.
A partir de ese fuerte abrazo que fundió en esta ocasión a los dos líderes, ambos se considerarían mutuamente como padre e hijo. Chávez declaró entonces: es la primera vez que vengo físicamente a Cuba, porque en sueños los jóvenes latinoamericanos vinimos a Cuba muchísimas veces a desarrollar un proyecto revolucionario y transformador.
From the strong embrace shared by the two leaders on that occasion, they began to regard each other as father and son. Chavez stated then, "This is the first time I come physically to Cuba, because in dreams, we young Latin Americans, have come to Cuba many times to develop a revolutionary and transformative project."
Great fighter, revolutionary, great champion for the causes of global South. But he was a great leader for global North also. He was a global leader, revolutionary, and a great fighter. Today, Cuba means socialism. Cuba means a new way of life. Cuba symbolizes the liberation of people from all forms of enslavements, inequalities. Cuba and Fidel are household names in India. We are extremely happy that even parents give names to their children: Cuba, Fidel.
We all know that capitalism is going through tremendous challenges. It's going through great difficulties, and to survive is the reason why we see a lot of right-wing movements, a lot of funding of right-wing movements, a lot of funding of ethnic wars of all this type that we see all around us. In that sense, Fidel Castro was a visionary who understood these problems and also the challenges of building a socialist society, or a society in which even the last man, even the meekest person, in a very Christian, very Catholic sense, it makes sense. So, if you remember early commentaries from Cuba after the 1959 revolution, especially when Fidel Castro opened the doors to professors and big academics to come from all over the world to see for themselves what was happening, what were the changes that were happening there. There were very skeptical people there, extremely skeptical people who wouldn't believe, even if they were so fastidious intellectually, and some of these people did not want. Actually, I've read, it was in the early 1960s, some people had traveled. Instead of traveling, they were asked to travel to Havana, see for themselves what was happening, or the farms near there, and to other cities, or the tobacco growing region and all. They chose instead to travel to Escambray mountain range, and it was there to their shocking, it was there to their great shock that they discovered there were tertiary hospitals, that offered tertiary services 15 minutes away, and there were primary hospitals working every day, and people were able to walk just 2 minutes to these places to get a medical attention. And so much was the change that they had made in such a short period of time. And prior to that, when those intellectuals spoke to the farmers and those people, peasants who were early peasants there, they said before this revolution happened and all these new measures of redistribution was started,